Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we are playing with a Gruul deck from the Platinum Mythic list. I've tried this out a little bit. Are you ready to have your face melted off? Stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, making my world premiere on American Ninja Masters tomorrow night, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on Magic GG on their Platinum Mythic list. This one is entitled, well, Gruul. Not because they entitled it anything. They don't entitle it anything. They don't tell you who put it together, whose deck it is, nothing. So I just have to look at the colors, and I called it PM Gruul for Platinum Mythic Gruul. Now I'm going to have to give it a fancier name at some point, because this deck has done very well so far, and it deserves a name. But for right now, for the point of this video, we'll just be calling it PM Gruul. Alright, so we are going to take this deck out and crush some hope and dreams. Before we do so, we're going to take a quick look at what cards are in it. So very quickly, let's plow through this. What do we got? The Cacophony Scamp is a cheap dude. Let's see. When he does deal damage to a player, you can sacrifice it if you do proliferate. But whenever he dies, however it happens, you could deal damage equal to its power any target. This guy is excellent. There used to be a black ghoul of some sort, that same kind of thing. When it died, it did -1, and it's got that same feel, but it's got proliferate mixed into it as well, which is even better. Kumano does a point of damage, makes your next guy pumped by 1, and then you get a 2/2 haste after that. Blazing Crescendo's pump guys up by +3/+1. And then you can play a card off the top of your library until the end of turn, then it goes away to forever. This comes out, and it does at least 2 points of damage to another target. If you got more dragons in your hand, which you don't, then that's it. Well, anyways, then if you can crack this egg open, which I'd recommend you just stay away from, you can get a dragon. It's flying and trample and deals 2 points of damage whenever it attacks, because we don't have any other dragons in here. Let's see what else we got. Lightning Strike to the face, 3 points. Canker, this guy is your utility. You could destroy a target artifact, enchantment, or proliferate with them. Other than that, for 2 mana, you get a 3/2, and that is nothing to sneeze at. Gaea's Gift, put a +1 counter on target creature against reach, trample, hexproof, indestructible until the end of turn. That is your single point of protection. I've never even seen this card in this deck before. I mean, I played it a couple times. I had no idea it was even in here. Let's see, Ozolith, fantastic card. If you put a +1 counter on an artifact or creature you control, you put that much +1 instead. And you could also cause a +1/+1 counter to be put onto a target artifact or creature by tapping this thing and paying 2 mana. So, yeah, this Ozolith will pump stuff up by at least 2 each time it does something like that. This is a grower. Now, Quirion Beastcaller comes out. It's a +1/+1 counter anytime you play an additional creature. And when it dies, you get to move those counters to other creatures. Fantastic, right? Urabrask Forge. This was not in the original deck. The original deck called for Reckoner Bankbuster. That is now banned, so I swapped it out for Urabrask Forge. They do completely different things. They cost a slightly different amount of money, but with the aggro-ness of this deck and how much I love Urabrask Forge, I decided to put it in just to see what it would do. So far, so good. Voldaren Thrillseeker. This is my clutch card. It was in here. I love Voldaren Thrillseeker. I mean, looking at her by herself, she's kind of lame. But when she comes out, as long as there's another creature out, you'll put 2 +1/+1 counters on her because of the backup. And then that thing can then sacrifice itself to do that much damage to any target. Which means then the thing gets to attack. I just got distracted because if you look at her chest, it almost looks like she's got Batman symbol on her chest there. Kick ass, Batman. But anyways, that thing attacks, and then provided it, it didn't die, you can pay 1 additional mana for it to then do all of its damage again to something else. So fantastic. Plus, she has the ability to do it herself. She's just a 1/1. But yeah, if you could pass counters onto her from other sources, such as the Ozolith or Quirion Beastcaller, she can become powerful herself, and then anytime later can do it. So good for her. Full charge does 2 or 3 and then proliferate. So it's just like Lightning Strike, but 1 more for the proliferate. Bloated Contaminator has, he's Toxic 1, Trample, and a 4/4. So you're going to get that point, that damage through, which is going to cause the toxicness to go. And then when he does damage to a player, you proliferate as well, which is all great because all that proliferation is going to make Urabrask's Forge get bigger way faster than it normally should, which is some of the synergy that Urabrask's Forge really loves. Mrs. Foundry is a backup creature in case every other creature you have dies. Usually it's a lot harder to kill this one because it is a land and everything doesn't allow you to do things to lands. And we got a bunch of multicolor cards, lands, as well as some regular lands. That's what we're rounding up with. So what are we going to do? We're going to aggressively go at them, toss counters around like crazy, and pump our guys, destroying them and everything they love as quickly and as soon as possible. Can they hold up against this aggro menace? No, they cannot. All right, so before we go on and do so, let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands clasped before you, look up to the sky and say, "Dear Black King Toxrill, who lives within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of the women." All right, we're playing against NexusQuintus, the 5th center. Keep mainlands. How fantastic. And I'll be forced to use them. This is the TIE Fighter Pilot Memorial Park, where a TIE Fighter just drove directly into the side of this planet. These are the 3 graves of the TIE Fighter pilots inside. Dead. See how the grass grows even higher over where the dead bodies were at before? It's kind of gross. All right, we'll get out a nice Beastcaller. All right, he's playing with white and black, which means... Oh! Church of Toxrill. Church of Toxrill. Let's lay this dude down. All right, there is 0 way he's going to block. I don't care. I'd be totally willing to trade regardless. The only thing I don't like is that's life gain talk right there. Clerics. He needs 5 to be able to pop off light bulb head there. All right, all in. Yeah, block it up, baby. You're down to 4. Well, I wish I had one of those kick puncher cards. The Thrillseeker. That would be so cool right now. His only hope really is to kill the Bloated Contaminator and then chump. No, that's all for him. All right, we'll put this guy out. We'll pop everything up even greater. Let's roll with another guy. Just to make sure. All in. All in. All in. Yep, there's 1 down. There's 2 for the block. 2 straight in. That was his only choice, man. That was his best thing. Other than wiping the board. Okay, as long as I can pump the Cacophony Scamp, then if I choose to let him die, he's dead. He always got life gain going on, doesn't he? All right, we'll do this. Urabrask's Forge. Pump that guy. And I'll attack. That's pretty much your death right there. And we win! Touchdown, Lava Bears! Alright, playing against PurpleBlack. That's 2 colors, alright. Good job. You named them. PurpleBlack. Alright, that looks like stinky cat poo right there. You. Alright, we can play everything in our hand. That is fantastic. Alright, we want to play that. Get this guy out. Auto pay. Feel the burn for it. Negative. I am not quite ready to sacrifice him. Alright, this guy planning on countering? Nope. That's good. I'm going to put Urabrask Forge. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to forge up, baby. What we got here? Good with that. All right. Urabrask Forge. Decline. Yeah, I got to get some counters on our pal, the Beastcaller here. Just got to get a creature out, that's all. Now, see, this guy's got blue, so it means he's thinking a lot. He doesn't like Urabrask's Forge. What's this thing you do? This effect to reduce center. So he's planning on playing something with activated abilities. I don't know. I could blow it up. Let's just put out the beef. There we go. Yeah, I'll take that action. All right, I think we might got to win next turn. Let's have to see what he plays. This is the Voldaren Thrillseeker. That's the key, man. This card is so incredible. Can't play it because of the activated abilities. You can't tap it. Turn target artifact you control its owner's hand. That's all he could do at this point. Yeah, you're dead. You don't know it, but you're dead. Alright, so let's go ahead and Thrillseek up. Put it on Trample, Trample. Hey, I think you're just dying right here. There's nothing you can do about it. This is your boy right there. Yeah. All right. Victory! All right, playing against RoarHammer. All right, keep it. Boy, my deck really wants me to play these Copperline Gorges. I mean, they are the first 3. That's all cool. We're cool. We'll have to hold back on that guy. I can voltage charge on 3. Oh, and a fourth one. That is insane. All right, that's the end of your oppression. From this point forward, you will have to sacrifice something to my 2s. And then it'll just get stronger after that. Hey, 3 life, huh? Fine. Welcome back, baby. All attack. All right, we'll put out 2. Okay. How are we playing? Oh, that's blue right there. Okay. I thought, where else is blue coming from? Bam! Okay, great. You're making me sacrifice a creature. One and 2. I'm sure, why not? There we go. Enjoy. And we're coming. Sorry, but you do not have the momentum. Boom, boom. Goes the room. Victory. Think it's toast. As in, that's what you'll be when I'm done with you. You'll be toast. 1, 2. I can play everything for up to 2. Oh, good. I don't have to play the blood price for it. That's good. You don't have any clothes on. Go get some pants. And right there. Suck it, suckerfish. Man, I love those scamps. You don't have any pants on. Your junk is showing. All right. Let's do this. All in. It's right high over that 3/3 jerkwad. I wanted to play Urabrask super bad. What you gonna do, jerkwad? Ill-tempered loner? Ill-tempered loner? Nothing. Oh, I hate that crap. Ah, whatever. It's fine. It still dies. You're the cheerleader. Is that what you're trying to say? Do what you're going to do, Scoopy. Come on. One point to the face. All right, Blazing Crescendo. Do I really care at this point? Let's just pop. Boom, boom. And we win. Good game, Toast. I can smell you burning. Victory. All right, pin against HueyChopz. HueyChopz, chops. Like 3 mana. I'm good with that. Copperline. Oh, nope. Goblins. I don't see that TNT over there. That dynamite. Good thing that the Phyrexians have developed the red paper and Wix. Alright, Beastcaller gets that extra point right off the bat, which is good. Let's pass that around. Alright, another Beastcaller. We're flooding the board. And a Cacophony Scamp. Pow, 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 pow. All in. Down to 12. I bet you we're going to lightning bolt this guy in the face. I bet you. There we go. All in. Don't care. All right, down to 1. Let's put this on that guy. I could just kill that guy right now, couldn't I? Yeah, let's take that action. Yeah. Yeah. I should have just let him go, is what I should have done. Not put the extra counter on there. I didn't think about it. It was too late, man. But it was still looking really good. I mean, I could still just shoot him in the face on the next turn. Oh no, I've been poisoned. Hey, how you doing there? How you doing there? Hubert, there's Minderjohn for you. All right, to the face. And we win. And we win. So here we are with a like 1000% win ratio. It's Platinum Mythic Gruul. Oh. This was a fantastic deck. Fantastic. If you are an aggro player, you will love it. So yeah, I dug this one big time. I did lose one time out of like, let's see, what is that? 8 out of 9 games. I lost one time. Against Orzhov, because yeah, he just kept nuking every single creature I had. So I had nothing eventually. This thing has so much to give and is so aggressive and is just insane. I highly recommend it. Boy, I'm jumping to the end there, aren't I? All right, so who was the MVP of this deck? God, they all were. They all were the MVP. That was what was so good about it. The card I was really looking forward to so many times was, and really it was the Voldaren Thrillseeker. That's my, gosh, this card is just so incredible. All by herself, she is kind of lame. If you're just putting her out by herself, nope. If you got other dudes to sacrifice, man, she is excellent. Because, yeah, she gives them 2+1/+1 counters and then allows them to sacrifice themselves. Now, the problem is that you need 4 mana for that because you need 3 to put her out and then a 4th to sacrifice whatever the other creature is. The good news is that, like, this would be a good combo for it. You got Quirion Beastcaller. Let's just say the Beastcaller's got a couple on her already. You come out with the Thrillseeker, which increases it up to the 3 pluses on it. You put the backup onto the Beastcaller. It gets you up to 5 pluses, which makes her like a 7/7 at that point, right? A 7/7 with Fling, which means that then you attack with the Beastcaller. You might potentially get through with it, doing 7 points of damage. Then you sacrifice the Beastcaller, doing another 7 points of damage, that's a total of 14. And then you take those 5 counters are on the Beastcaller, and you put it onto the Voldaren Thrillseeker. Now, it'd be really great if you even had an additional mana, right? One more. So then you could sacrifice the Voldaren Thrillseeker because it doesn't require, tapping. So you could do it immediately, which means you'd be able to do 6 additional points of damage, which, if they match it up, that is a total of 20 points of damage right there. Now, of course, you need 5 mana to make that work, and a Beastcaller who's already picked up a couple of counters along the way. But that's not impossible. That's a pretty common occurrence by turn 5. So, yeah, fantastic. That is an interesting way to go. All right, so, yeah, that's my MVP right there. But the rest of these cards working together is so good. All right, so let's talk about it. What's our normal? Is this deck competitive? Absolutely. 100% it is competitive. It's competitive in rank. It's competitive in casual. In fact, your friends will not like playing against you because it is way too hard on them. It is just brutal. They will have to sit there and play a particular kind of, like, their own super aggro deck and be going first to be able to win. Or they have to play super control where they do nothing but just kill your creatures nonstop until eventually you run out of stuff. And maybe they mill you or something. I don't know. This is the kind of deck that people will not want to play against. Number 2, is this deck fun? If you are an aggro person that enjoys the thrill of just beating people to death, of just the constant fight and incredible awesomeness, this is the fun deck for you. Absolutely. Totally. If you're a control player, you'll probably find this boring because it's just put dudes out and attack, right? It's just that. It's really hard. You got your Volt Charges, your Lightning Strikes. You got a little bit of think in there. The Invasion of Tarkir. But, yeah, even your Thrillseeker is a little bit of thinking. So it's got a bit more. Let me get beyond that then. So let's go to, is this deck interesting? I got to say, if you are a Goblin guy, if your inner heart is the Dark Chambers of Toxrill, but that's where your goblinness lives, is worshiping the Black King himself. Yes, yeah, this deck is completely interesting because you do have Lightning Strikes and Blazing Crescendos. You got all those little choices you get to make as to when you pump things up and who you put those counters on. And it is just like a thrill ride where you are just strapped in. And it's just going as fast as possible. And the biggest problem with this deck is that everybody else plays so slowly that they'll be dragging you down and you just want to go. I got to tell you, my leg was shaking so hard while I was playing this. I had my hand on top of my leg that my watch thought that I was bicycling. That's how incredible this deck is. But yeah, so I think this deck is completely interesting. If you are a control player, maybe not. You just got to know yourself. So I'm going to rate this up. For me, this deck is competitive, completely fun, and totally interesting. This is like the definition of an A+ deck. A+. And as I'm required to say by federal law, this deck is so choice, I'd highly recommend you pick one up, should you have the means. Alright, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time, Space Cowboys. Later.